Hello everyone, for today's tutorial I'll be taking you in depth about how you can do a simple, easy and a light eye makeup look. I do have a few recommendations for eyeshadow palettes. This one is the Nykaa Eyes on Me 10 in 1 eyeshadow palette. This one is in Tinsel Twilight. This is really affordable and has ignored the packaging. It looks really dirty and dusty, but the color range in this is very easy. It kind of has very perfect neutral shades which are gonna be great for beginners as well. I'm gonna be mostly recommending neutral and like a more nude eyeshadow palettes. This one is amazing. It's for 800 or 900 rupees on Nykaa. It's the NYX Ultimate Edit eyeshadow palette in the shade Warm Neutrals. This one is, these shadows are like high-end quality. They're so creamy, blend so nice and very pigmented. Really like this palette and really recommend it. But probably the ones that are going to be the best from all of these are going to be for beginners and for anyone are the e.l.f. bite size eyeshadow palette. They're like a 4 eyeshadow palette quads and they're so good. This one is a neutral one, is in the shade Pumpkin Pie, and this one is Berry Bad. It's like a more pinky and a burgundy berry type of shade. I really like these palettes. They are for 350 each and on discounts you can get it for 250 on Nykaa. They are so good and like a high-end quality. I probably recommend these the most. Get one of these palettes and you're gonna be in love. My most favorite, again, I'm saying that for all of them, but again I really love the Morphe Talkin Flirty palette. This one has some of those natural like a neutral shade range but also a little bit of color, pinks and shimmers. I really like this one as well, and Morphe's eyeshadow quality is superior and literally the best. So to make it the easiest, I'll be using the e.l.f. palettes. I talked about them so much. This is the Pumpkin Pie one and you can see I've hit pan on the first shade. I've used it a lot, so that's the shade I'm gonna be going in with right now as well. I'm gonna pick up that shade on a Proarte AE25 brush. It's a nice blending flat firm blender brush. I've picked up the first shade from the palette and you always want to tap the excess off. By tapping it you're getting rid of the fallout or too much powderiness that might be on the brush, and when you go in on your eyes then you're gonna notice the fallout on your face. So by tapping the excess off you're not gonna see any fallout. And also I've not set my eyelids. I'm going in on my crease and I'm going to be very messy with this part. You don't have to be too strategic or anything, just going all over my eye. Now see the crease, just adding a little bit of color. Every time you go in with the shadow, always tap the excess off. So now that the blending is done, I'm going to move on to the other side. I really don't care if you are. Now I'm taking this cool tone eyeshadow. I'm using both the matte shades from the palette and I'm going to be a little bit more strategic with the placement of this shadow, just in my crease mostly. And that's it. Now that I've added some color or dimension onto my eyes, I'm gonna brighten up my lid a little bit. So for that you don't have to another palette or anything. You can just use your loose powder or your compact powder that you use to set your under eyes. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I'm gonna use the same brush. I've just cleaned it up a little bit. Just remove the excess shadow off on your hand or anywhere. So I just take the powder on the flat side of the brush and tap onto my lid. It mattifies the lid and also brightens. After that, I'm gonna clean the brush again and blend everything together. And you can see a beautiful gradient of light, a little bit deeper and then deeper. And that's it for the shadow part. I wanted to keep it a little bit easier and lighter and matte. That's why I used the loose powder. You can also use the same palette. You can use the shimmer shades as well. So now for the last step of this eyeshadow look, I'm going to use an eyeliner. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeliner in Simmer Brown now. And make sure that you sharpened it nicely. And you're gonna draw very tiny half wings, just wings on the very outer corner of your eyes and not bring it in. And it's a lot easier and looks very soft since we're using a brown, and it makes it a lot easier. So like on the very outer corner and flick it out. Just a very tiny wing, and then connect a little bit onto the lid. And then work on making it sharper. It's a lot easier if your pencil is very nice and sharp. And that's it. I've been thinking about myself today. Thinking how I So the simple and easy eyeshadow look is complete. On the next tutorial, I'll be teaching how to put on mascara and make it look the most lifted and beautiful without fake lashes.